Alright, this video is about AI and the sample track. Of course, if you're an artist in 2025, you're probably trying to figure out how you can use it, you're trying to avoid using it, or you just don't even care. But either way, today I'm going to show you a way that I've been trying to use AI to help develop my new sets. It's been something that's a little hard for me because organizing music, I haven't went to school to learn how to do it. Mostly my school is YouTube University, so a lot of what I do is just kind of intuitive and going on the fly. So to alleviate that, I've decided to use Google's Gemini AI to help me put together a set. And basically, I put a prompt in that says I want to perform a live set in public at coffee shops or holistic or metaphysical communities, and I want to use a combination of the SmplTrek, the Lofi-12 XT, the Ambient Zero, my melodica, and my new F-sharp Native American drone flute. And today we are just going to start with the first part by loading up the necessary samples for the sample track. I've tried doing this yesterday and I learned this little interesting technique where basically we need to build up the drum sounds. We're going to build our own drum kit by sampling some things I found on YouTube. So the first thing that it says do for the sample track prep is to start with your drum sounds. And the first thing we're going to be looking for are our chimes, we're going to be looking for rain, and we're going to be looking for bell sounds. So to create a kit, we'll go to, let's see, drums there. That'll give us the drum sample or the drum track for 1. And we will open up with function and sampling to pull up our sampling menu. And I'm going to go ahead and arm it so that we can have it ready for whenever we start hearing our chimes. These are from the artist ASMR Magic. Alright, I like to fade my samples in and out a little bit more naturally so they're not starting and stopping so aggressively when we start chopping them. So from there I hit the chop menu and we'll see what we've got. First I will hit auto slice to see what it just picked out. Do something with that part. See, that's why I don't like the auto slice too much, because it makes it too aggressive. So let's reduce that a little bit and see what we can pull from it. Already liking that. It's nice and stretched out. So what I'll do is I'll pull that second one out a little bit further with the B encoder. So that gives us a nice long one for 1 and 2. Perfect. So I'm going to hit next for that, and we're going to hit create split files. And what that will do, we'll drop them in a spot where we can create a kit. So I did there is function and pull, and that pulled up the pull menu for something you want to create, if you want to add a MIDI sample, whatever. But for here we're going to kit and we're going to go to project. Oh, so we have to hit new first, I'm sorry. And then we go to instrument parameters, or inspRM, and we'll hit file select to get that on track 1. And now we'll go to project, and there we are. We have our dynamic mic, and there is the full sample. We won't use that because we want to use the 2 that we've split. And here we are. Here is the split sample. So I'll drop that onto 1. Perfect. Nice chimes. And let's go ahead and add 2. So now we've got 1 and we've got 2. But a little trick that I like doing to just spice it up a little bit, make it not sound too regular, give it a little individuality, is add a reverse on there. So let's see what that sounds like. Even cooler. So you can play the drum or the chime going forward, and you can also play it reverse. Yeah, I like that. So let's change the pad color on those to make them a little bit easier to recognize. So we'll change them to like a bronzy 4, or more of an orange, I guess. So anytime we're looking at these, we'll know that those are our chime sounds. And we're going to save that to the current project as, let's see, we'll call it Ambient. So we'll get rid of part of that, if it'll let me. There we go. Because this is an ambient set, so just to make it a little less confusing, I'll just call it Ambient. Not Ambient. Nah, we're going to leave that. That's cool. Ambient. So now we have the chimes, the first two parts of our drum sounds. So let's go back to let's hit save. It said it hasn't changed, so we shouldn't have to do that. And we'll go back to the main menu where we'll go ahead and start adding it here just to make it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Now that we have that, we'll scroll with A to our project, and here we see Ambient. I'm already feeling it. I'm already feeling that. So from there, we'll hit function and sampling again. And we will start by recording our rain sounds. And here I have another one by Healing by Nature. Shout out to them. And this one is soothing rain sounds hitting clay jars with distant thunder. It's great for relaxing and deep sleep. Hit OK to arm it. Now you see the lights flashing. I'll slowly fade it in. Wasn't slow at all, but that'll work. And we don't need too much of that because we know thunder's going to be coming. Perfect. Now let's load that, or chop it. Same process as we did before. We're just listening to see what's good. Let's reduce that resolution a little bit more. I'm going to just do the same thing I did last time and just add a reverse. So I'm going to split it up to 2 again. I'm going to get rid of that last little one for 3. And we'll just use 1 and 2. Yeah. 1 is a little bit more slower and gradual, and 2 will be a nice hot one. We'll hit next, create split file again, and we'll go back to our kit. So we'll hit function, sampling, kit. We'll go to project, Ambient, edit, and now we're back to instrument parameters. And we'll do, let's see. Now we've got dynamic mic 1 and 2, so both of those folders. Wait, I don't think that did that right. Nope, it sure didn't. That's because I was in the wrong part. So it should be on 5. There we are. And we'll go 1. There we go. Add a little bit of volume variation in there. And we'll add 2 to 3 or 4. I'm going to decrease the volume of that one just a little bit so it's not super hot. But what I will also do is reverse it, like I said. So now we'll know each sound that we have, the second one is always going to be a reverse sound. So to change that, let's change the color to blue to represent that rain. Let me see. There we go. We got it to 25, a nice light rain blue. All right. And we'll save that again, and we'll override it because we want everything to be preserved just there as it is. Perfect. And I won't go back through the process of showing you it on the drum track again, So I will go ahead and hit function, and let's see if it'll bring me back to be able to just go to the sampling menu. Perfect. And the next one, we're going to just get bells. And this one is just from a random user on here I found called J Marbs. Now I'm going to hit arm again, see what they've got. Had to just turn that one up a little bit. I forgot that I had faded it down a little too much. But that's okay. Go ahead and stop that, and that should give us the first part of that. As you saw, it was a little bit uglier because I had it a little farther out, but we will get it. This time, let's do it manually just to make it easier on that process of not having to have multiple ones that we don't need. Let's see. Obviously, I don't even do manual too much, so I'm having some struggles here. Why isn't it moving? Let's just go auto slice then, because it's not wanting to do what we needed. So we'll, reduce these a little bit more. In fact, we'll just move one all the way there. There we go. Let's reduce these a little bit more. In fact, how about we just pull that one all the way over by itself? Oh wait, I think that's what I did wrong. I didn't have one pulled up for it already. There we go. So that's how you do it. You have to hit it on the timing that you need it. That's even better. It's a lot more intuitive. So we got a little bit of weird noise coming in from just some atmospheric wind and people talking, which shouldn't be too bad. We'll just add that in there too just to see what it sounds like. And we'll hit function and pull again to go back to that kit where we're going to be working on the one we already have. And we're going to hit edit, instrument parameters, and we'll start with 5. And we will add, oh, hit that wrong. Got to go back up, I guess, to a dynamic mic 6 folder. And let's see what we've got. Pretty good. And we'll add the second one to that, our reverse. And that should be on 6. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so for our bell chimes there, let's make those green, or let's make them a teal or a little bit of a different color, just to give us a little variety there. In fact, let's just leave those yellow, make it easier on us. So the yellow will be for our bells. And I'll override it just to get it going there. Now that we're all saved. I guess it didn't save, so let's do that again just in case. Perfect. And make sure you're always saving on this thing, because with a little device like this with a smaller screen, you never know when something's off on you. So now I'm going to test out our little drums to see what we've got here, because it seems like our drum kit is already built out for the ambient sounds. That drum didn't reverse on me. Or my, the sound of the rain ones? Or the bells? Let's see if we can fix that. So we'll go back into pool. hit kit, edit. Ooh, I almost hit a new. Do edit. There we go. Let's see why. No, it's reversing there. Maybe I was just hitting it wrong. No, it said the data hasn't changed. Well, we'll just go back. And I don't hear any reversing. I'm wondering if it's reversing my other one now. Sure is. That's so strange. I can't figure out why that's doing that. I'll try one more time to see if I can get it right, but no, screw it. We're not going to waste time doing that. But alright, so now that we've got our drum sample set up, let's go with our melodic loops.